Yo, what's good, family? It's your man, the YB. Back once again. Big shout out to my doggy, Boss Man Riyadh, for coming through and boosting up the coin. Respect General, 100%. So, obviously you might know me by now. I'm not a massive UFC head, but listen, there's certain fights which captivate your man, the YB's imagination. And I have to salute Leon Edwards because, listen, I didn't think he was going to win the fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. I honestly thought that, I agree with the odds. And it's typical. Some Donny in my comment section a few days ago said, YB, put money on Leon, easy money. I thought, that guy's about to get bumped. And here we are, your man, the YB. Just as well I didn't gamble on it. But trust me, it's only if I hadn't been burnt recently so bad, I probably would have lost some more coins on Usman, so on Snoozeman. But yeah, man, I gotta say, fair play to Edwards. He the real deal. No one, I forgot who mentioned it, someone said that wrestlers, they changed the mixed martial arts game. Initially, it started off who was the best striker. And I think it was one of them Gracie Dons. I know they're not wrestling, but they came through, I think, with some BJJ thing. And they was dominating for a while. And then the wrestlers came. And they was obviously wrestlers with some BJJ mixing. They just dominated the sport. And really, this is one of the first times, when you think about Habib. Yeah, Habib and the other guy. Habib, Hamza, the dude at Makachev, all them ones, they set the tone for, wrestlers be top dudes. And really, there's two individuals in the history of the game who have reversed that. And I have to say, Volkanovski, especially being a smaller man, he was the first time we've seen a classic wrestler like, I think Habib and Makachev, they're probably a bit higher level than Usman, but still, for what it's worth, they're all in that top level. And normally, for all these fights, they're unstoppable. Only Volkanovski has made Makachev look average on the mat. And only Leon Edwards has made Usman look average on the mat. And in doing so, essentially it comes down to takedown defense. But look at McTapper, his whole shtick was, I've got no ground game, and hence I've got to be all about takedown defense. Well, he had no takedown defense compared to this guy, Leon Edwards. And historically speaking, from a textbook, you're not supposed to be kicking wrestlers. And that's the textbook. The textbook says, don't kick a wrestler. Leon Edwards pulls up, having kicked the guy upside his head in the last fight, which means that you'd think Usman's team would be ready for trying to pounce on that. We know he likes to go for head kicks, so let's get ready to, I don't know, shoot. I'm not a MMA guy, yeah, but I'm thinking it through at a basic level. When Leon kicks, we're going to shoot with him. Yeah, we're going to shoot and catch him with a single leg, to sweep him off his one foot. Because when someone's kicking you, they've only got one foot on the ground. Now, obviously, it's easier said than done, but I would have thought, and as he kicks, we'll shoot. But then again, you can end up like your man's Ben Askren, taking a nap. Versus, what's the guy's name? Masvidal. Whoop, hit him with that Muay Thai knee and he was sleeping off. He'll take a nap, 100%. But yeah, your man's Leon Edwards has to be saluted. One of very few individuals, like I said, Volkanovski. And even then, Volkanovski didn't have the ability to capitalise like Leon Edwards did. In all fairness though, Volkanovski was fighting a bigger guy, so it's not comparable, but still, Leon Edwards not only essentially out-wrestled the wrestler, he completely Usman had no wrestling game whatsoever, none. He wasn't able to have any, none. I did not see that coming. I thought in the first fight, potentially, Usman, who we know in recent years has been termed as falling in love with his hands, even though he's a traditional wrestler. Usman, he knocked a few people out. He knocked out Masvidal. He knocked out or beat up Colby Covington, and he fell in love with his hands. So I thought, okay, the first fight, Usman thought he was going to light everyone up. He found out that he's with a real one, and hence Usman's going to go back to basics and just lay and pray. Let's not forget, people, Usman's name was Snoozeman for a while. I thought, yep, the Snoozeman 2.0 is coming up now. You're going to go in there and just lay on dude. Well, not only did he not lay on dude, he didn't get nothing off. I don't think he scored any takedowns, did he? That's how, it's just like, wow. In a 5-round fight, he didn't score any takedowns, something like that. Those are the metrics, madness. Which is a pure credit to Leon Edwards' team, especially when, in the UK, we're not known as great mixed martial artists. Historically speaking, we're either good strikers. Well, yeah, that's what it is. Historically, we're good strikers, and then we're pants at everything else. Pants to such an extent, we never become champion. I'm trying to think. McTapper pulled it off, but again, McTapper came along in a right place, right time. He was around when everyone was weak, in my opinion. He was either bullying people at 145 when he's like a 180-pound man, or he was fighting people like Eddie Alvarez, who was, Eddie Alvarez wouldn't even make top 20 right now. Do you understand? McTapper got super duper lucky. And that was the typical... McTapper really was the pinnacle of what European, or particularly UK, mixed martial arts was about. Oh, we can strike, and that's about it. We can strike, but if you touch us, we're going to end up on the mat. Like, let's not forget, Chad Mini Mendez. People like to forget that part. McTapper went life and death with Mini Mendez. He spent half the fight on the mat. And that was Mini Mendez. Never mind Habib or whatever. Mini Mendez ain't no Habib. He ain't even no Usman. So to see how we've come this far, we've come from having no answers for the ground game to completely I'd say Usman is in the top 5% of all wrestlers of all time in the UFC. Probably even top 1%. You can only really put the Hamzats, them ones, them dons. You can only really put them ones above Usman. Usman's I wouldn't say he's their level, but he's like the one level below. The level below the pure wrestlers. That's where Usman sits. The American style almost. I think they call it Dagestani style. Dagestani style, at least in terms of optics, that everyone puts the Dagestani bear wrestler style at the top. But the American, as far as the American style goes, Usman, he at the top. Let's not forget, Woodley, he was known as an all-American dude. Usman showed him levels on the mat. So to see this guy from the UK go in there and make a clown out of Usman, and not only make a clown of him, scoring no takedowns, he then kicked him. He kicked the guy. Kicked him. That's just too disrespectful. Yeah? For someone to kick a wrestler all night. That's just showing no respect. You know what I'm saying? Edwards had no respect. Well, obviously he did, but he had no... listen, again, the cliche is you don't kick a wrestler because they grab your leg and you end up on the floor. This dude, his whole strategy really. Yeah, he had some nice paws in there as well. Don't get me wrong. Leon Edwards' paw game is on point. He outpawed Snoozman as well. But the kicks is what made the difference. He was touching him all over. To the leg, to the body, to the beautiful body kicks landed. And that's one thing I do have to say. I do have to salute UFC and mixed martial arts fighters, man. Because I've done a little bit of boxing. Obviously not to any level, but I'm just saying. I've been hit with a body shot before with gloves on. And I don't know how these guys be getting kicked with bare feet. I don't know, maybe it's not as... Maybe because the pressure's more dispersed. Legs are wider, aren't they? Don't know, fists, but still. That the force you can generate from whipping a leg over. And many times, Snoozman was getting caught clean under the elbow. He wasn't catching them. He was getting clean on the body, clean on the liver, and he was taking it. So I have to salute Usman. But still, he got lit up. And rightfully, the champion retained his title. And Edwards, man, I didn't see him. I ain't gonna lie to you. Before the fight, I thought the odds were correct. I thought Snoozman was gonna go in there and just show dude levels. But it's amazing, like, and that's one thing the UFC does well every time and has done well for the last 10 years. Consistently in the UFC, things that ain't supposed to happen. A year ago, or however long ago, I'd have told you, yeah, there's no one beating Usman. And he looked unstoppable. And then this dude, who's known to strike, and that's about it, just shuts him down. And to be fair, he was losing the first fight. Off that one kick, though, headshot dead, 100%. Yeah? Off the hashtag headshot dead. That's just propelled his whole shtick. People say that becoming champion adds an extra 20% to your game. Leon Edwards epitomizes that. He's just bloomed into this entity in his own right. And I don't see what anyone's going to have for him. I just don't see it. If Snoozman can't take him down, what's Colby going to do? What's Cuckington? Come on now. Cuckington, he's toast. He's toast. The only challenge I see for Edwards now is something like 170 Chimaev. That would be intriguing. Only because I put Chimaev on higher level than Snoozman. But can he make weight? We don't know. That would be a great fight. And that's why I don't know why Dana White's talking about Cuckington for. All due respect to Colby Cuckington, yeah. I ain't trying to really hear. I'd rather get the I'd rather get moved Chimaev, yeah. He ain't really had that standout win. But I'm trying to think, who's Colby beat? If anything, it should be Colby versus Chimaev to fight the champion. But either way, competitively speaking, Edwards versus Chimaev is 10 times more intriguing than Cuckington. Cuckington's the B level, all due respect. Yeah, Cuckington was food for Usman. We've just seen, you know what I'm saying? We've just seen Edwards show Snoozman levels. Come on, listen. Usman, at what Usman does, he's A level. Yeah, Usman's whole shtick is an A level shtick. You know what I mean? He has his top, his top 10% in everything. He's not, I wouldn't say yet. Usman isn't number one in any area. He's like 90% in every area. Cuckington, he like, not great in any area as well, but he's like 70%. You understand? He's the B level. Classic. Cuckington is classic B level. Now Chimaev, I'd say Chimaev, he's got some 95% stats like the wrestling, and even his striking's better than Cuckington's. Do you understand? And he's just naturally, Cuckington knows how to lose, doesn't he? Yeah, Cuckington's been losing. So, I don't know why but Dana's favourite son's been Cuckington. Yeah? Dana White loves that whole Donald Trump shtick or whatever, which is fair play to the guy. I'm just saying, calling it a spade here. At the end of the day, man, the champ spoken. Yeah? The champ spoke and he said he don't see no point in lighting up Colby. He ain't done nothing. And I have to agree. So this guy needs to be got all the way out of it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Salute to Edwards. And I feel guilty. Yeah, I feel guilty because really, I should have backed my doggy 100%. Yeah? I should have backed him. If nothing else, I should have backed him just on principle. But that's what happens, you see. You put so much coins behind these fake dudes. Yeah, you got fake Paul, lost my coins. Chris 50%, you Bambi Jr., lost my coins. Yeah, at this point, I thought, you know what, and that's why I ain't putting no money on Joe Joyce, because I know what's going to happen. Yeah, if I put money on my doggy Joe, he's going to be sleeping in 2 rounds. You'll see Joe Sparko with his toes curled on the mat. That's what you'll see, John Fury style. That's why I ain't doing it. Yeah, so in a way, it's just as well. Yeah. Oh, YB, you don't back the home fighters. You best hope I don't back the home fighters. Yeah, if you want them to win, because you best believe it. So, Edwards would have been choked out or some next thing if I'd have put some coins on the line. So yeah, salute to Edwards, man. You're the real deal. The pressure he was under going into that fight, it didn't show, did it? He handled it like a boss. He a true boss. And yeah, man, got my full respect. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bill 100%.